I was a shit of a day. Denzil said to me, Jethro, he said, if the world was going to end in 3 minutes, he said, what would you do? I said, I'd shag anything that moved. I said, what would you do? He said, I'd stand very, very still. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Hey, you won't believe. They rung me today, said, Jethro, will you run a marathon for charity? I said, I can't run a bloody marathon. It's 26 miles, for Christ's sake. They said, it's for people that have lost their legs. I thought, shit, I could win that. Bloody win that. Could win that. I could... Now, I've been in a beautiful place. I've been into Oakhampton there, and I've seen a soldier. He running through the street, he bloody flying. And the police is chasing this soldier, and he is bloody flying. And the police is flying too. Well, there was a nun in the fish and chip shop doorway, and the dirty bugger, he hid underneath her habit. When the police was gone on, he came out, he said, I'm sorry about that, madam, but he said, the truth of it is, he said, the police are chasing me. He said, I don't want to go to Iraq. But he said, I see underneath your habit, you got the beautifulest pair of white legs I ever saw. She said, if you looked a little bit higher, you'd have seen a pair of balls, because I don't want to go to Iraq either. You didn't want to go either. You didn't want to go. You didn't want to go. But you know, little gentlemen. Poor old Mrs. Frigens, down St. Just. Poor old soul. She's 84, little gentlemen. Poor old soul. She've had to go to see the gynaecologist. Well, she's 84. Well, they got her feet up in the stirrups. He said, you're very tense, Mrs. Friggins. She said, well, I'm nervous. Put some more of that jelly stuff on. He said, you'll have to relax. You're very nervous. She said, well, I'm tense. On that, the phone rang. He said, hello, I can't speak. I'm here with Mrs. Friggins. Well, if you're in the High Street, you're not very far away. Just go straight up the High Street. Top of the High Street, there's a big roundabout. Go round the big roundabout. And you turn left, then there's a little bridge that goes right above it like that. And then there's another roundabout. You just turn right, and we're just there on the left. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. He said, I'm very sorry about that, Mrs. Friggins. Oh, she said, don't worry about that. Just go back to the first roundabout. My wife's a fat-ass bastard cow-face. She's worse than you. She said to me, Jethro, she said, what's this reincarnation business? I said, well, when you die, you go away and you come back as something completely different. She said, I could come back as a pig. I said, you're not listening, are you? She's not listening, is she? She's just not listening. But she should have been home last night by 11 o'clock. She got home 2:15. I said, why are you so late home? She said, I was followed home by a man who was a very slow walker. Hello, Dom. It's the 25th anniversary of my marriage. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Isn't that nice? And she wanted to relive our honeymoon, Christ. And I remember when we was on honeymoon, I was giving her a portion up against the farmer's fence. And the fence fell down, and the farmer, he is nasty. He charges £10 for knocking the fence down. I said, well, we'll pay £5 each. He said, you can piss off, I was pushing the other way. I got home last night. I said, I'm going to try a little bit tonight, doggy fashion. She said, you're not having any doggy fashion. I said, just try like the doggy fashion. She said, you either do it conventional way or not at all. I said, oh, go on, just one more. She said, no doggy fashion. You either do it the conventional way. Well, I said, well, all right, that's what I'll have to do. Well, see, what happened, I got me end of me cock caught in her coil. He went off like a muddy mole trap. Catch me right behind the knob end, the bucket. I couldn't get out, see? Well, we stuck together, well, then we had to call the doctor or the ambulance come. Well, they put us on the stretcher, both of us. She said, I've never been so embarrassed in my life riding out on a stretcher with you. I said, well, if you did it my way, we could have marched out. But I went into Ann Summers and I said, I'd like a see-through nightdress for my lovely wife. They said, what size is she? I said, she's 58. He said, what the hell do you want to see through that for? But I've been shopping today in Denzil. We got to a shoe shop and there's a pair of shoes. Well, he's farting like a bullock today. I never seen well, it's like a lion roaring. He's stinking. You'd think he ate a ferret. When he got outside this shoe shop, he said, Jethro, he says, a lovely He's a lovely pair of shoes. There is a Christ's sake. He says, a lovely pair. I said, well, look, you go in and try them on. I'll stay with a bit fresher air. But he got in the shop and he said to the man, you've got a beautiful pair. Sorry for that. I saw it, just can't help it. It just seemed to be flying, doesn't it? You got a lovely pair of shoes. I'd like to try them on with a blow. Christ's sake. But he got him sat down and he said, well, try one. And he put one on. He said, it's a bit tight. He said, well, try it with the tongue out. He said, it's a bit tight. Christ. He said, how much are they? He said, I'm afraid to tell you, you'll shit yourself. Back in the Winterland, I went up to see Millwall play Fulham. Isn't that lovely? And I got in the wrong end. And I'm in the Millwall supporters, and they don't like me. And when Fulham score, and I cheered, they beat me up. They give me a bloody hammering, and they took me boots off, and half-time I had to go and get the bottle for them all, and pay, the bastards. And I had to come back, because they had me bloody boots. Well, I come back, and they all had bottle. Well, when I come out after the game, the BBC was doing a survey, and they said, what do you think about the relationship between the supporters of Millwall and Fulham? I said, I don't think it's good. And I don't think it'll improve. While they're shitting in our boots and we're pissing in their bovril, there's no way forward. They're lovely. But